Krishna. That was a wonderful kirtan, ecstatic kirtan for Radha Kalachanji. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Kalachanji Radha Kalachanji Radhe. Jaya Radha Kalachan Ji Radha Kalachan Ji Shri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Shri Shri Radha Kalachan Ji ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Let's chant the next mantra together. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nashtaki. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So we can all open this chapter in our phones. We are currently on Canto 8, Chapter 20. Bali Maharaj surrenders the universe. Let's also recite the Mangalacharan before we get started. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvetam Savadutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gatadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, we start with chapter 20, Canto 8. Bali Maharaj surrenders the universe. Just to give a little summary what's happening right now, and then we can start with text 1. So, we know that Vaman Dev has already appeared, And he had such a wonderful, glorious appearance, like all incarnations of the Supreme Lord. And he came to, he met Bali Maharaj, and he asked for 3 paces of land. And Bali Maharaj is an emperor. He's so powerful. He has, he's such a wonderful king, such a powerful king. And he said that that's such a small thing to ask for. You can ask according to my stature. You know, I'm the king, so I can give you anything you want. And then Vaman Dev gives a little explanation on how, you know, he wants just a little bit and talks about the satisfaction part. Like, you know, a Brahman should only ask for what, you know, is needed, what is required. And then Bali Maharaj agrees to give 3 paces of land. But amidst all this, the spiritual master of Bali Maharaj, who is Shukracharya, he knows who really Vaman Dev is. Lord Vaman Dev is Vishnu himself. And he tells Bali Maharaj that, you know, you've been tricked because you have promised to give him 3 paces of land, but he is the Supreme Lord. He will take one step and probably cover the entire universe. He can take another step and cover the outer space. And then what is left? What will you give him on his 3rd step? And he said, you've practically lost everything and you should take your word back. That's what Bali Maharaj's spiritual master Shukracharya tells him, that take your promise back. It's okay. Because in material world, so what he's actually saying is what Kali Yuga mentality actually resonates with. One thing that Bhagavatam has is that, you know, you should save your money for your family reputation, for your economic development, for your fame, you know, all these things. And so this is the advice of Shukracharya that we understood till last chapter. And today we will see how Bali Maharaj responds to that. So let's start with text 1. And we have to read from text 1 through 13 today. Who has the mic? Oh, Nananvita.
Sri Shukadev Goswami said, O King Parikshit, when Bali Maharaj was thus advised by his spiritual master Shukracharya, his family priest, he remained silent for some time, and then after full deliberation, he replied to his spiritual master as follows.
Bali Maharaj said, as you have already stated, the principle of religion that does not hinder one's economic development, sense gratification, fame and means of livelihood is the real occupational duty of the householder. I also think that this religious principle is correct.
Text 3.
I am the grandson of Maharaj Prahlad. How can I withdraw my promise because of greed for money when I have already said that I shall give this land? Now can I behave like an ordinary cheater? How can I behave like an ordinary cheater, especially towards a Brahmana?
There is nothing more sinful than untruthfulness. Because of this, Mother Earth once said, I can bear any heavy thing except a person who is a liar.
That's such an important line to understand. We'll come back to that. Text 5.
I do not fear hell, poverty, an ocean of distress, fall down from any my position, or even death itself, as much as I fear cheating a Brahmana.
My Lord, you can also see that all the material opulences of this world are certainly separated from their possessor at death. Therefore, if the Brahman Vamanadev is not satisfied by whatever gift one has given, why not please him with the riches one is destined to lose at death?
Tadichi Sibi and many other great personalities were willing to sacrifice even their lives for the benefit of the people in general. This is the evidence of history. So why not give up this insignificant land? What is the serious consideration against it?
Text 8. O best of the Brahmanas, certainly the great demoniac kings who were never reluctant to fight enjoyed this world, but in due course of time everything they had was taken away except their reputation, by which they continue to exist. In other words, one should try to achieve a good reputation instead of anything else.
O best of Brahmanas, many men have laid down their lives on the battlefield, being unafraid of fighting. But rarely has one gotten the chance to give his accumulated wealth faithfully to a saintly person who creates holy places.
By giving charity, a benevolent and merciful person undoubtedly becomes even more auspicious, especially when he gives charity to a person like your good self. Under the circumstances, I must give this little brahmachari whatever charity he wants from me.
O great sage, great saintly persons like you, being completely aware of the Vedic principles for performing ritualistic ceremonies and yagnas, worship Lord Vishnu in all circumstances. Therefore, whether that same Lord Vishnu has come here to give me all benediction or to punish me as an enemy, I must carry out his order and give him the requested tract of land without hesitation.
Text 12. Although he is Vishnu himself, out of fear he has covered himself in the form of a Brahman to come to me begging. Under the circumstances, because he has assumed the form of a Brahman, even if he irreligiously arrests me or even kills me, I shall not retaliate, although he is my enemy.
If this Brahmana really is Lord Vishnu, who is worshipped by Vedic hymns, he would never give up his widespread reputation. Either he would lie down having been killed by me, or he would kill me in a fight.
Thank you so much. We'll come back to text 1. That's the focus verse for today. Please repeat after me. Shri Shuka Uvacha Balirevam Grihapatihi Kulacharyena Bhasitaha Tushnim Bhutvakshanam Rajan Uvacha Vahito Gurum Shri Shuka Uvacha Balirevam Grihapatihi Kulacharyena Bhasitaha Tushnim Bhutvakshanam Rajan Uvacha Vahito Gurum. Please recite. Shri Shuka Uvacha Balirevam Grihapatihi Kulacharyena Bhashitaha Tushnim Bhutvakshanam Rajan Uvacha Vahito Gurum. Shri Shuka Uvacha Balirevam Grihapati Kulacharyena Bhashitaha Tushnim Bhutvakshanam Rajan Uvacha vahito gurum Balirevam grihapatihi Kulacharyena bhashitaha Tushnim bhutva kshanam rajam Uvacha vahito guru. Anybody else wants to recite? Shri Shuka Uvacha Virevam grihapatihi Kulacharyena bhashitaha Tushnim bhutva kshanam rajan Uvacha vahito guru. Thank you so much. Word-to-word translation. We can read this together. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Shri Shukadev Goswami said, Balihi, Bali Maharaj, Evam, thus, Grihapatihi, the master of the household affairs, although guided by the priests, Kula Acharyena, by the family Acharya or guide, Bhashitaha, being thus addressed, Tushnim, silent, Bhutava, becoming, Shanam, for a moment, Rajan, O king, Maharaj Parikshit, Uvacha, said, Avahitaha, after full deliberation, Guru, unto his spiritual master. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Shukadev Goswami said, O King Parikshit, when Bali Maharaj was thus advised by his spiritual master, Shukracharya, his family priest, he remained silent for some time, and then, after full deliberation, he replied to his spiritual master as follows. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks that Bali Maharaj remained silent at a critical point. How could he disobey the instruction of Shukracharya, his spiritual master? It is the duty of such a sober personality as Bali Maharaj to abide by the orders of his spiritual master immediately, as his spiritual master had advised. But Bali Maharaj also considered that Shukracharya was no longer to be accepted as a spiritual master, for he had deviated from the duty of a spiritual master. According to Shastra, the duty of the Guru is to take the disciple back home, back to Godhead. If he is unable to do so and instead hinders the disciple in going back to Godhead, he should not be a Guru. Guru nasya syat. One should not become a guru if he cannot enable his disciple to advance in Krishna consciousness. The goal of life is to become a devotee of Lord Krishna, so that one may be freed from the bondage of material existence. Tyaktva deham punar janma neti mameti so Arjuna. The spiritual master helps the disciple attain this stage by developing Krishna consciousness. Now Shukracharya has advised Bali Maharaj to deny the promise to Vamanadev. Under the circumstances, therefore, Bali Maharaj thought that there would be no fault if he disobeyed the order of his spiritual master. He deliberated on this point. Should he refuse to accept the advice of his spiritual master? Or should he independently do everything to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He took some time. Therefore, it is said, Tushnim bhutva kshanam rajan uvacha vahito gurum. After deliberating on this point, he decided that Lord Vishnu should be pleased in all circumstances, even at the risk of ignoring the Guru's advice to the contrary. Anyone who is supposed to be a Guru but who goes against the principle of Vishnu Bhakti cannot be accepted as Guru. If one has falsely accepted such a Guru, one should reject him. Such a Guru is described as follows in Mahabharata. Guru rapi avilaptasya karya karyam agyanatah utpata pratipannasya parityago vidhiyate. Srila Jiva Goswami has advised that such a useless Guru, a family priest acting as Guru, should be given up, and that the proper bona fide Guru should be accepted. Shatkarmo nipuna vipro mantra tantra visharadaha avaishnavo gururna syad vaishnava shapacho guruhu. A scholarly Brahmana, expert in all subjects of Vedic knowledge, is unfit to become a spiritual master without being a Vaishnava. But if a person born in a family of a lower caste is a Vaishnav, he can become a spiritual master. Cited in Padma Purana. Jai. So, such a strong and powerful purport for all of us, a constant reminder of how we need to be well versed with three things. That is Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. What is happening in this text is, the whole incident, after the advice of Shukracharya, Bali Maharaj took a pause, heard advice of Shukracharya and reflected. He deliberated, means he reflected on his Guru's advice. And then he realized that the advice was not aligned with the Shastric knowledge. So he was able to do that because he had good fund of knowledge. And that is something that we also need to imply in our lives, that we need to have good knowledge of Shastra. We need to constantly hear Srimad Bhagavatam, as you all do, read Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, so that we can develop that knowledge of, good intelligence. What is an intelligence? To discriminate between what is right and wrong. And that is what spiritual knowledge does. It develops our intelligence. Material knowledge doesn't develop intelligence, it just teaches us how to live in this world, how to do certain things. But Srila Prabhupada always said that even if you don't get that material knowledge, education, a person knows all these natural things. He knows how to eat, he knows how to, so many things that material world teaches, how to do it in a fancy way. We already know all of that, it's in our nature. But what we need to actually learn is the spiritual knowledge, which strengthens our intelligence. And that is why Bali Maharaj was in a great position here, where he could reflect on this Shastric knowledge. And he didn't, how he replies is so nicely to his spiritual master. He did not get angry, he did not outrightly reject him in a disrespectful way, but he gave his reasons of why he wants to continue to surrender and keep his promise to Lord Vamandev. And he gives many reasons. First being, so in which family is Bali Maharaj? Who is the grandfather of Bali Maharaj, Govinda and Jaishnav? Who is the grandfather of Bali Maharaj? Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj is a wonderful devotee, right? He's a pure devotee. Even though Bali Maharaj is born in a family of demons, Asura Pravritti is there, which means the nature of demoniac tendency is there. But we see that he also accepts Prahlad Maharaj's instructions. He accepts his life and he accepts Prahlad Maharaj as a guru. And so he says that I am the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. How can I refuse giving charity to such a wonderful Brahmana who has come before me? So we see that that Bhakti Lata Bij, we talk about in our Shastra, the seed of devotional service was already sowed in the family through Prahlad Maharaj. And that Prahlad Maharaj was the life of Prahlad Maharaj was actually goal of Bali Maharaj. Even though he had to fight with demigods, one may question why did he fight with demigods, why did he do all this? But that was because he was also a Kshatriya, he's a warrior and he has to play certain duties. But the wonderful thing is that even though Shukracharya was the one who could see that Vamandev is Vishnu, but he still could not understand the real position of the Lord, the real purpose why Lord has appeared here. He revealed the secret to Bali Maharaj, but it was Bali Maharaj who actually realized that, all our lives, we wait for we do charity. So there is one kind of charity which is sattvic charity in mode of goodness. When it is done in a proper time, it is done in a proper place, and it is given to a worthy person. right? It is very rare to find that kind of combination where you find the worthy person, you do it at the right time, in the proper place, and you give the right kind of charity. But even transcendental charity, which is above the mode of goodness, is when you surrender everything for the pleasure of the Lord. The Lord is right in front of him. Why would he waste? He says that, why would I waste this opportunity when Sri Hari is right in front of me? And he also says that I don't want to be a cheater. I am okay to be poverty stricken. Even if Vishnu takes everything from me, I'm okay to realize what am I doing, like I was strict. I'm okay to be, everything is taken away from me, but I do not want to cheat a Brahmana. Now this is such an important lesson that we are seeing in Bali Maharaj's responses. There are so many responses that he gives, which is like constant reminder of how we need to be as devotees. He says, I do not fear hell, I do not fear poverty, I do not fear ocean of distress or fall down from my position. See, we have no position. Bali Maharaj is the king. Imagine, there is no comparison. But even we are always, afraid, what will people think of me if I do this, if I fall down from my position, if I lose my job, if I lose my, so many things that I think I own. I think I'm the proprietor, and I think that if I lose that, I will lose my position, my honor. But Bali Maharaj doesn't care for all of that. He says that I'm okay to lose all of that, but I am not okay to... I am also okay to face death. I do not fear death, he says. This is something that all of us fear. We don't say it, but every jiva fears death at every point, and that's why they are planning to increase their life quality-wise also, life quantity-wise also. How much longer can I live? But he says that my real fear is if I cheat a Brahmana. That is my real fear. And I don't want to do that. I want to keep my promise. And for us also, what should be our real fear? Forgetting Krishna and losing devotee association. That should be our real fear. Our fear should not be losing money, health, even health. Money, health, wealth, family. I know this cultivates over time, but our aim should be, Krishna, may I never forget you. That should be our constant prayer. Krishna, may I never forget you. May I never forget how beautiful you are. My desire to see you should only increase every single day. Every day coming to Kalachandji temple, the desire to see Kalachandji should only increase. At least if it's not increasing, because we are not at that bhav right now, but it should not, there should be this spiritual anxiety that, darshan is about to open, I want to reach there. I want to see what Kalachandji is wearing today, how he's being dressed. I want to see how the pujari has done, different elements here and there to make Kalachandji even more beautiful today. So this is the kind of bhav, this is the kind of bhav we should have when we come to temple. And that is the only fear we should have, that Krishna, may I never leave association of devotees. Wherever I go, please, the only reason we want to stay here is because this is Kalachandji Dham and we have wonderful devotees here. Dham, how does a place become a dham? When pastimes happen and when devotees are there, right? And Krishna only does pastimes when devotees are there. Vrindavan is so special because the amount of love when the Brajvasis have for Krishna is unparalleled. Radhashtami is coming and we see who is the epitome of surrenderance to Krishna? Srimati Radharani and all the Brajvasis. I was hearing this the other day when, I'm sure you all know about this pastime when Krishna sends Uddhav with a message to Brajvasis to pacify them, and Uddhav goes, with what idea does Uddhav go to Vrindavan? Yes, to satisfy them, to give them what yoga? Gyan yoga. To give them tarka vitarka, that, oh, this is Supreme Lord, why are you crying? And how does he come back? He comes back with swimming in the pool of ecstasy. He cannot see Shrimati Radharani, all the gopis, they are crying so much. And you know what Uddhav says? This is what Srimad Bhagavatam, it said that when he comes, he comes back to Mathura and he says, Krishna, the only reason I am here is to deliver the message. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have left Vrindavan. And why are you staying here? Nobody loves you in Mathura the way Brajvasis love you, Krishna. And you know what happens? He says that after seeing the tears in the eyes of Mother Yashoda, Mother Nand Maharaj and gopis, I'm not scared of seeing any tsunami. I'm not scared of seeing any floods, because there's so much, they're just constantly weeping in your separation. And even Uddhava is, while he's talking, he's in that ecstasy and he's in that mood of the gopis, gopi bhav, right? Our spiritual masters tell us that we eventually need to cultivate gopi bhav. It's very exalted, but that's what they say. And what Krishna does is even more overwhelming. Uddhava is crying, and Krishna, when he sees Uddhava, he doesn't let a drop of tear fall down on the floor. He takes his pitambar vastra and he puts it on his eyes, the drops of tears, because he says these are the tears that are the because this is the bhav that you receive through the Vrajvasis, and this is the only thing I can take right now from Vrindavan. And Krishna doesn't let any teardrop fall on the floor, and he just takes it and puts it on his eyes. That's we cannot actually understand this, but why I came to this was, I was talking about surrenderance, I think, and we came to Vrindavan. But Bali Maharaj shows his surrenderance in this way, where he's not caring about his reputation, he's not caring about death, anything, being poverty stricken. All he cares is that the Lord is in front of me and I want to surrender everything that I have for him. One more thing that Bhagavatam explains is that there are two kinds of devotees. One is once again. One is Kripa Siddh, that I think the other one is Sadhak Siddh. Let me go back to the translation. But Sadhaka Siddh is, I'll confirm the name term, but yeah, is where you constantly as a sadhaka, as a practitioner, you receive mercy through your spiritual master and through the process that you're following so nicely. But Kripa Siddh is when you actually receive the mercy of the Lord. Just Kripa, as the name suggests, through mercy. So Bali Maharaj, even though he's not doing all that sadhana and that sadhaka, but he received that Kripa through Prahlad Maharaj, through Krishna directly. And that is why he's considered as a Kripa Siddha devotee here. And then one more thing, he says that there is nothing more sinful than untruthfulness. I do not want to be a liar. If I deviate from my promise, I will be a liar. And Mother Earth can bear anything, right? We see Mother Earth is bearing the weight of so many mountains, trees, rivers, oceans, but she cannot bear the weight of a liar. And that's why whenever we've heard this pastime, right? Whenever the earth, like this burden gets too unbearable for Mother Earth, which means there's so much cheating, lying, and so many sins are happening. That is when she goes to the Lord and pleads, please help me, relieve me of this burden. And that's when Krishna appears. So Bali Maharaj also says that there are great personalities like King Dadichi and King Shibbi who sacrifice their lives for the welfare of people. So what to speak of me if I can just, spend whatever wealth I have. And then he also says, when you say wealth I have, he says, actually, at the time of death, we are anyway parted with whatever we own. So why not give this for a great cause to a Brahmana right now? I anyway am not the proprietor of all the wealth that has been given to me. He is the real proprietor. So Bali Maharaj has all this transcendental knowledge, and he is actually enlightening his spiritual master here. He also says that this is a rare opportunity because usually Kshatriyas get opportunity to sacrifice their lives on the battlefield. But I am getting an opportunity that whatever wealth I have accumulated, whatever property I have accumulated all my life, I am giving in charity to a person who is worthy of that gift. And it is my duty to do that right now. In the last few translations, he very nicely says that even if the Lord is here to punish me, whether he is here to reward me, whether he is here to punish me, I am here to accept that because it is the mercy of the Lord. We've heard this so many times, right? And even Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his Sharanagati, right? He says that Mara bhi rakha bhi yo ichha tomar, tohar nitya das prati tuva adhikar, which means even if you kill me or you protect me, it is your desire. I am just a puppet. That is, that should be the mood of devotees, that Krishna, however you treat me, because he is not our order carrier, right? There are times we say, Krishna, please do this for me. Krishna, please do this. Just make this happen. But he's not... okay, prayers usually start with that. When we start our journey, at least we are connecting to Krishna. At least, that's the minimum. That's the starting. But eventually, when we progress, our prayers change. The mood should be that, Krishna, how can I serve you? How can I please you? Even though there's nothing I can do to please you, you're the Supreme Lord, you own everything. But if there's something I can do to please you, I want to do that. And Krishna usually satisfies everybody, rewards everybody according to their service, according to their mood. But Krishna was not able to not satisfy, but is constantly indebted to Brajvasis because the amount of love and the surrenderance they have, Krishna cannot give them anything. He's just indebted to them. And that's why, he actually says that there's nothing I can give you to the gopis, and they don't really want anything. Just like Bali Maharaj says, I don't care of my reputation, I don't care of my wealth going away, etc. Even the gopis did not care. They were married, they had families, husbands. What would people say? They did not care about anything. They even said, Krishna, we might be like, in Hindi we say, Gaon ki gawar chori, which means I'm an illiterate person from a village. That's why you're in Mathura, you're the king, you went to Dwarka, you have these wonderful wives, queens. We are nobody. And but even when Krishna was in Mathura and Dwarka, he always was in mood of separation from Vrindavan, from Brajvasis. And so we see time and again, Bali Maharaj also here is an example of a sign of full surrender. He also says that even if under the circumstances, if he irreligiously arrests me or even kills me, I will not retaliate even though he is my enemy. There's one line that comes in the end, which can be quite... text 13, I think, was the last one we read, which said that if this Brahmana really is Lord Vishnu, who is worshipped by Vedic hymns, he would never give up his widespread reputation. Either he would lie down, having been killed by me, or he would kill me in a fight. Does he really mean when he says Vishnu will be killed by me? That's not what it means. It actually means is that, see, what is the only thing that can capture Krishna? That he might be like, okay, I'm just bound in this. I surrender. When Krishna says I surrender, yes, love. So which means that killed by me would mean he would be conquered by my love. That's what Bali Maharaj means. He is a devotee. He will not say, we know Vishnu cannot be killed. Krishna cannot be killed. This is the absolute truth. So what he means is that he will only either be conquered by my love, or I would die in the fight. He would kill me in the fight. So this is also such a wonderful point, right? Krishna, there's only one weapon that can capture Krishna, is our love. That's the only thing. And there are a few points I missed. I will just discuss those and then we can wrap up. Like I said, that Shukracharya was able to identify the real identity of Krishna, of Vishnu as Vamandev, but he still did not understand the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita we hear, right, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. Krishna does not reveal his position to everybody. He reveals to those who actually are worthy of it. So Bali Maharaj could not see through eyes that it's Vishnu, or did not have that understanding, but he had the understanding of a devotee. He had the mood of a devotee. When he was told that, oh, this is Vishnu, he just surrendered. That moment he took was how to respond, not thinking, oh, should I keep my word or not. He had surrendered. He didn't care what would happen after that. And this thing is very important. So the emphasis for our learning for today was that how to know, the instructions of your spiritual master, how to know that this is a false guru or this is the right spiritual master. Most of us are in the bona fide, all of us are in the bona fide disciplic succession, so we have great, correct spiritual masters, but we really should have the knowledge of Shastra, and we should know what advice we are getting. But not just that, not just Diksha Guru, we are all acting as mothers, like parents, husbands, wives, right? It is said in Bhagavatam that you should not even get married if you cannot make your wife or husband a devotee. This is a big responsibility. Why are you having a relationship? Why are you having kids? If you should not even become parents, I'm not saying this, Bhagavatam says, so please understand this, that we should only become parents if we can take this responsibility that our future kids or your kids, you can make them escape from the cycle of birth and death. You can help them become devotees. That is the only reason you should be. Otherwise, you're just getting people in this world to suffer? Really? I mean, there are already so many people suffering, right? Why would you want to bring new souls? I mean, just why would you want to do that? So the only reason is to help your children become advanced in Krishna consciousness, and that is your duty as a guru. You're a guru, right? Your parents are the first guru. And even as husband and wife, you're a guru because, like we say, Shiksha Guru, and that's you should really try to make your family advance in Krishna consciousness. So we all have huge responsibilities on our shoulder, not just for ourselves. I mean, if we take responsibility for ourselves also, it's like constantly taking care of your own sadhana, taking care of, am I hearing like enough lectures? Am I reading enough? All that we have to think as devotees. Is my sadhana doing good? Am I getting good devotee association? That's even more important, because the kind of association you have, that's the kind of goals and desires develop within you, right? You see somebody and you're like, oh, I wish I was rich like this person. But if you have devotee association, oh, I wish I could, serve like this person. I wish I could, the kind of desire this person has to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, people here are attending every single day without fail. And I wish I had that desire. And when you have that desire, Krishna makes it happen. Krishna fulfills it. But the seed has to go, right? And the seed will come through association. And then once that seed is there, through devotees' help only, you get Krishna. That's how you started your journey, right? Did Krishna one day appear in your heart and say, welcome to Krishna consciousness? No. It was a devotee you met, your Pad Pradakshak Guru, which means the first person you met, and they introduced you to Krishna. And then you met so many other devotees who helped you in different phases of life to grow in Krishna consciousness. Right? And I lost track of my thoughts. But yeah, so association, right? And that's why you need to keep having good devotee association. I feel like whenever kids come, right, for going to Gurukul and all, it's like demigods appearing when Srimad Bhagavatam is happening, then going. It's very nice. But okay, this is all for today. If I missed anything or there's any question, any comments, please go ahead. Tulsi Sakhi Mataji. One point I want to add before you say something. When Shukracharya said, right, that save your money for your status, for your material life, economic development, sense gratification. This is actually the Kali Yuga mentality, right? What's happening in Kali Yuga? We want to do bhakti only if it's not hampering my position, it's not taking my wealth away from me, it's not spoiling anything. Matlab, all my bodily comforts should be there. Bodily comforts, not just physically, social relationships, right? And that's why a lot of people don't advance in spirituality, because they are so concerned and attached what people would say. Usually as devotees, we experience our relatives say a lot of things. Our friends, over time we hear things. Oh, why are you going so deep in Krishna consciousness? Just do enough. You're doing good, you're not drinking, you're not smoking. Yeah, we agree with that, but you're going Mangal Aarti every day. You are, teaching, sending your kids to Gurukul. Like so many things they will say, right? And why are you doing? Just do enough that the Lord is pleased. Like that's the common understanding. And that's what Shukracharya is saying. Just keep all this for your sense gratification. Why you want to do this? So, but devotees have to be right opposite, exact opposite, that I don't care what people say. Not that we have to become like heartless, what our family members are saying, but we're empathetic. But devotees are considered most compassionate. Jeev Daya Bhav is highest because they are practicing Krishna consciousness, and so they have compassion for everyone. So you listen, but you follow what you just take it out of your ear, but follow what Bhagavatam says and just stay intact in your practice. And that's what Bali Maharaj is proving, that I don't care. I don't want to hold all this money and bodily comforts. And the sad thing is the world is not aware of it. They're doing it. I'm not saying we are following it. We're just aware of it. We just appreciate that, yes, we need to stick to Krishna consciousness and not listen to all these, comments. But also we have to become more stronger in our approach. Yes, sorry.
Thank you for a very nice class and all such a wonderful explanation. So I was, as we were reading to the translation, you explained so beautifully that Bali Maharaj is such a Mahajan, such a dear devotee coming in the line of Prahlad Maharaj. In text 12, he says, although he is Vishnu himself, out of fear he has covered himself in the form of a Brahmana and come to me begging. And I shall not retaliate, although he's my enemy. So we know that, this is not his sentiment, but he's saying like that. And in the purport also, but to enjoy a little humor between himself and his devotee, the Lord covered himself as brahmachari. So, and also in the previous chapter we heard that don't chant Om, and then you will lose all your wealth. So, we're smiling when we're hearing this because there's this element of humor, but it is so serious.
Yeah.
If someone were to read this, oh, okay, I shouldn't chant Om. The Bhagavatam says don't chant Om. And Bali Maharaj is saying Vishnu is his enemy. But we know that there's this serious, sober humor in there. Would you like to comment on, when to see the humor and when to, accept that, okay, this is serious?
In this, for this pastime or generally when it happens?
The Bhagavatam or this pastime too?
Yeah, I think only the intelligence is given through Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, how nicely he is explaining or narrating all this to us. But yes, Krishna, remember last week when we were, I think last Thursday only, when I was giving class, we came across this line that Krishna is a great actor. So he does all these wonderful in humorous ways he takes your test, right? Like imagine, he's the Supreme Lord, he's taking like, I don't want to say weird, but this is very unique form that he has taken, right? Brahmana, good, but like a dwarf Brahmana. And then he's saying, I will take only 3 steps. And the contrary of what, like he's so little, his 3 steps would be just this, right? But he's like covering the entire universe. And that's the power he's showing, that please don't be judged. Don't judge me, the book by its cover. Like, I am the Supreme Lord. And so, for us, how we see it, it's humorous. How Bali Maharaj is being very careful how he wants to respond to his spiritual master. That's why when you say it's all sarcastic, right? When he's saying, although he's my enemy, because he's a demoniac family and he's enemies of the demigods. But you see, Krishna gave, more than Indra, he gave mercy to Bali Maharaj. Even before earlier pastimes, we see this is how Krishna gives mercy, can be through punishment, can be through benediction, anything. And I don't know what else to say that though, but it was I think it was more like a comment than a question. It was a nice observation. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, it's running out of batteries. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, it wasn't even...
You can use this mic.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for class. I was appreciating your point that one of the comment I heard was, we shouldn't want anything except for service to the Lord. And there was some mention about health. And so I appreciate this point that we should be so focused on the loving service of the Lord, and wanted to comment that that our health, there's 3 things that Srila Prabhupada said that we should take care right away, was debt, a fire, and our health. And sometimes I see quite often that devotees think or don't take care of their health nicely, and we're trying to serve Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON here, and so we really need to have good health, to make sure that we can preserve. Matter of fact, preserve. The Bhagavatam, it says that one should only desire good health and preservation. And so I was just wanted to make that comment that we can actually go to the Lord and say, hey, it's your will, but I would like to have good health so that I can make sure that I serve my fellow devotees and you and Srila Prabhupada nice and well. So I just wanted to add that, please.
Yeah, no, that's actually important. Yes, I didn't mean to say that health is not important, but even if we say like, oh, we shouldn't care about losing family or wealth, but it's not that we say don't take care of your family. As Grihastha, it's the most important thing that we have to nourish our family, be a good provider. And yes, for health also, we need to take care of our health. But yeah, when we talk about this part, when it's like the highest mood, when devotees come to that platform where they're like, okay, even if you keep me in bad health, irrespective of that, my faith would not hinder. That's the idea. Like my faith would not hinder, my service would not hinder, but doesn't mean that we disregard our health. It's not that, yeah. But thank you for...
Yeah, by the way, I in no way, shape or form thought that you didn't think we should take your health.
No, but that's important for a reminder for us, yeah.
But I appreciate your point. Like Jayapataka Maharaj, he's going through so many health things, and yet still, it's, health or not health, or this or that, I'm going to preach, the holy name. So I appreciate your point there, that the devotee isn't letting any impediment come into their way.
Sure.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. I like how Tulsi Saki brought out this point of humor. That it's just that the Lord came and He took this particular form, that he's, you know, yeah, that Prabhupada is bringing that out, that it's kind of like they're just playing, you know. And then I was thinking, yeah, it's like wealth, position, body, family. In one sense, it is kind of a joke, you know, from a perspective of eternity. It's just a flash, you know. It's so insignificant, all these things that we're going through. It's kind of like, you know, when you're having some little problem in your life and you get so, you know, disturbed by it, and you get all emotional and all stressed, and the whole world's falling apart. And then, you know, like 10, 20 years later, you're like, oh my God, that was crazy. And you just laugh about it, right? Because it was just like a small thing, you know, just like, why did I get so upset about that thing anyways? It's something to laugh about. We have that experience. So it's kind of like that. Like, we take everything, you know, that we have and everything that we think we are right now in this lifetime so seriously because we're in it, you know, we're like absorbed in the moment. We're like living the snapshot, you know, and thinking it's so consequential. But actually it's not really, you know. The important thing is our Krishna consciousness. It's like Srila Prabhupada once said that if you lose your money, you lose nothing. If you lose your health, you lose something. But if you lose your Krishna consciousness, you lose everything.
Yeah.
So that's the important thing. That's the thing that matters. All these other things are just coming and going. You know, money, position, health, family, even this body. It's coming and going. And yeah, it is kind of laughable.
Thank you. Thank you for that. There's one more thing that came out was that just because Bali Maharaj got to know that after he made the promise, the conclusion would be everything would be taken away, doesn't mean that we should stop doing the right thing because we think the conclusion would be, I may not be appreciated for this service, or I might be criticized, or whatsoever, right? And as devotees, we have so many services we are doing, or so many duties that we have. Just because we won't be appreciated, our process should not deteriorate. Like, our commitment should not fade. And maybe, let's say, sometimes I'm sorry, I'm sharing my own experience, but it's not a wonderful experience also. But sometimes I feel, oh, this devotee, they don't think really good of me. I know this person really maybe criticizes me. But does that mean I should not greet this person? Does that mean should I not serve this person? No, I should. Even if this person continues to feel something about me, but I should have, this person is a devotee and has Supreme Lord within their heart. So let me continue to be in that mood. So my mood should not change, just like Bali Maharaj said, I won't go back from my word even if the Lord takes away everything. The idea is not the conclusion, the idea is the abhideya, our process, right? Our devotional service, our process should be so strong, and we should not worry what Krishna gives us in the end. So this point I also liked a lot. Yeah. Mataji.
Actually, it's follow-up of what Mataji was talking about, when we recite Om, Krishna takes away everything. You can correct me if my thought process is wrong. What was going through my mind when we were reading those purports was, when we recite Om, it's not that Krishna is literally taking away those things. He is actually taking away our attachments, greed and lust towards those things. So when we are not so greedy, so lusty, so attached to all these material things, we are not frustrated, we are not sad. In turn, he is giving us happiness. So that's what I was thinking, like, when we are reciting Om at the end, actually it's giving us happiness and pleasure, because he is taking away all this negative affinities to all this material. It's not like literally he took away my family, or he took away my wealth, position, fame. It's just that I still have all those, but I'm not so greedy and lusty that I'm frustrated or sad. It's like I have all this, but still I'm not so obsessed with it. So I'm still focused on Krishna and deriving pleasure from it in spite of literally having all this.
Yeah, like Anartha Nivritti is happening, and actually the point of surrenderance, that when outsiders see, they say, oh, when you come in Krishna consciousness, you lose everything. They actually, devotees say that, it's good, we're losing everything. The reason, it's not like you're losing, like you said. Krishna takes away the attachment to the all the anarthas that we have, or the attachment that the leftover attachment, whatever is left, little bit attachment we have towards our properties, relationships, and etc., wealth. Krishna takes that away. When he takes everything away, means that he takes that attachment away. So yeah, I think that's a wonderful observation. I think we should, is there anything else? Oh, I think we should wrap up. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Ancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaivacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anant koti vaishnav patrind ki jai. Vaman Dev ki jai. Radha Kalachan ji ki jai.